Hello, friends. There is a scripture found in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verses 30 and 31. I'd like to share it with you. It's very short, and it says, "But even the hairs on your head are numbered. Fear not, therefore. You are of more value than many sparrows." When I meditate on the meaning of this ancient wisdom, I feel that it's referring to this unseen divine order. An order, a structure, a wisdom that kind of, in an unseen, invisible way, orchestrates all that we experience, all that we witness, even the circumstances of our own lives. And a major part of this order actually involves quantum physics, particularly a concept called quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is the idea that particles of the same origin, which were once connected, always stay connected. Even if they separate and move far apart in time and space, they continue to share something beyond a mere bond. They shed their original quantum states and take on a new, united quantum state, which they maintain forever. This means that if something happens to one particle, it affects all the others with which it's entangled. I want to connect this to how we create and manifest. I think most of us have had at least a little taste of what it's like to be in a flow state. And when we get into that flow state, even briefly, we can feel the momentum. We feel that we are unstoppable at creating, achieving, enjoying life. Essentially, we are quantumly entangled with all the energy and matter and consciousness that is correlated with our goals and what we are trying to manifest when we are in that flow state. I'd like to also bring this to some practical application for you. So I invite you to find a comfortable meditative posture, perhaps sitting upright, feet flat on the floor, or in half lotus or easy pose. Take a deep breath as you lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and a nice sigh out the mouth as you release the shoulders down the back. And keep the spine nice and long. I invite you to take deep, slow, conscious breaths in the nose, out the nose. This breath, we are going deeper than intellect. And on this breath, we are going deeper than all emotion. And on this breath, we are dropping down even deeper than the ego. Finally arriving at that place so deep within, a rather quiet part of ourselves that is very powerful. The consciousness, the wisdom of your own soul. It is here I'd like to ask that your conscious awareness is shown the most authentic, true desire of your soul for this chapter in your life. Take a moment in stillness to feel this true, authentic soul desire for now. I invite you to formulate this desire into a very clear sentence or two in your own mind, something that you could easily use to explain it to someone else. Beautiful. Hold that thought of that intention, that desire, for just a moment. For most of us, the flow state is not our normal, everyday mode of operating. It feels so good when it happens, but much of the time we are stuck in subconscious programming that is affecting our behavior and our beliefs. And in our more negative state of existence, life can feel sluggish. Dreams can feel totally unattainable. And I invite you for a moment to just tap into that sense of limitation, doubt, negativity that holds you back, that is an obstacle to manifesting what you want. First, if you are able, identify where you feel this limitation in your body. Where does that energy tend to hang out in your body? And then I invite you silently in your own mind to clarify this limitation, whether it is self doubt, a belief in lack or scarcity, whatever it is, formulate it into a sentence or two that clearly outlines how it is blocking you from your current authentic desire. I'll give you a moment to do so now. And once you have really spelled out in your own mind what this subconscious limitation is, we are going to practice something called alkaline breath to release it. For alkaline breath, we will inhale through the nose for a count of two, and we will send each inhale to that part of the body where we feel the limitation lurking. And with each exhale, we will sigh out the mouth for a count of two. As we do this, we are inhaling confidence Sighing out limitation. Inhaling confidence through the nose to that part of the body where the limitation has been. Sighing out, releasing the limitation. I invite you to go ahead and begin breathing in 1, 2, confidence. Sighing out that limiting programming. Breathing in 1, 2, confidence. Pushing out all the limitation. Breathing in deeply to confidence. Sighing out all limitation. And just one more round. Deep breath in of confidence and courage. Last sigh out of release. Beautiful. With your eyes still closed, I invite you to reconnect with that desire that you formulated. Think about that desire and how it would feel to live in a reality where that desire is fully manifested. Imagine how good it feels, how fulfilling, a sense of joy, perhaps accomplishment. Maybe it comes with some recognition, or maybe it's just this amazing inner satisfaction. Feel the positive feels and emotions that go with your desire fulfilled. And as you focus your awareness on just imagining that state of fulfillment, I invite you to let yourself be recalibrated. In other words, you are simply allowing your subconscious to reprogram you and bring you back into quantum resonance with all matter, all consciousness, and all the energy that's needed for what you're trying to manifest, to materialize. The quantum entanglement of you being in your true soul's desire recalibrates you to the frequency of the resources you will need, the wisdom and knowledge you will need, the support from others, the energy you will need, everything. And as you imagine how good fulfillment feels, you are, through this quantum entanglement, coalescing everything that you need, drawing it towards yourself from all corners of existence. It's starting to take form. At your own pace, I invite you to take 5 to 6 deep nasal inhales and deep, slow nasal exhales to this desire, to all the resources, matter, consciousness, wisdom, everything that's needed. The breath, your state of mind, is reestablishing that resonance with all of this that you need to manifest. In your mind's eye, it is already happening. Perhaps silently in your own mind, speaking this affirmation, this intention in the affirmative, rather than someday I hope to. It's better to, I am so grateful that in this moment I am experiencing, fill in the blank with your intention. Deep, slow nasal inhales. Deep, slow nasal exhales as you feel the energy of fulfillment. And as a final piece, perhaps if you are even able, saying aloud or silently, depending on where you're at, the simple phrase, "And so it is." Confidence, courage, declaration, and so it is. When you are ready, I invite you to open your eyes. When we resonate with the frequency of all that we came here to create, manifest, coalesce into this 3D existence, we truly are unstoppable. The real limitation, the real obstacle, is mostly in our own heads and of our own creation. Yet that's quite empowering, because if we created the limitation, we can release the limitation. If you find yourself slipping back into any self-doubt, I invite you to come back to this meditation or anything else that helps you reconnect at that quantum level with all the magic you are coalescing to become your intention here in the 3D. So much abundant blessing to you. Until next time.